You may have heard silica works as a fungicide. It's so effective, it's officially approved for that in the EU. But there's another use that gets almost no attention. It's a soil builder. Instead of adding nutrients like fertilizer does, silica unlocks nutrients that are already trapped in your soil. Problem is, it's hard to get here. US garden silica comes in costly little fungicide-only bottles. The soil builder version is made in Australia from powdered glass, and it's not sold in the US. So we need a workaround, a free workaround. Enter the horsetail, the buried treasure in your soil. Before we get to the plant, let's talk about why anybody bothers with this in the first place. It sounds a little nuts. Powdered glass for your garden. Here's the thing. Most soil isn't actually starving for nutrients. It's sitting on a pile of them it can't use. Phosphorus is a great example. Studies on Australian farmland found that typical soil holds about 980 kilograms of phosphorus per hectare. Farmers only apply about 50 kilograms of phosphorus fertilizer per season. Do the math, and that means there's roughly 20 seasons' worth of phosphorus already buried in the dirt. It's just locked up where roots can't reach it. Silicon is what picks that lock. It doesn't feed your plants directly. Instead, it competes with phosphorus for the same binding sites in the soil. Phosphorus tends to glue itself to iron and aluminum in the ground, and once it's stuck there, your plants can't touch it. Silicon muscles in, grabs those same binding spots, and kicks the phosphorus loose. The nutrients were there all along. Silicon just lets your plants finally get to them. This isn't some fringe idea either. It's exactly what that Australian company is selling by the ton. Farmers there are buying it up hard right now, and it's not hard to see why. Fertilizer prices have been climbing, and global supply has gotten shaky. China, one of the biggest fertilizer producers on Earth, has been restricting exports. On top of that, instability overseas keeps rattling the supply chain even further. When farmers can't count on a steady, affordable fertilizer supply, anything that helps them squeeze more out of what's already in their soil starts looking a lot more appealing. You don't have to be a farmer with 1,000 acres to want that same benefit. Home gardeners deal with locked-up nutrients too. You just can't buy a bag of powdered glass at the hardware store to fix it. So we need our own version. One you can make in your kitchen for free. Meet your free silicon source. Horsetail plants are some of the best natural sources of the right kind of silica. They have more silica than most, if not all, plants commonly used to make garden-related teas. Some say bamboo has more, but bamboo is often called one of the hardest plants to control. Bamboo is also a much larger plant. So when it takes over, you're looking at a true denial-of-service attack on your yard. That makes horsetail far more desirable. It gives you the silica without turning your backyard into a hostage situation. To see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe. How to spot horsetail. Before you can use it, you have to find it. The good news is, once you know what you're looking for, horsetail is almost impossible to mistake for anything else. Look for hollow, jointed stems that grow straight up, kind of like thin bamboo. Each stem is divided into segments by little ridged rings, called nodes. At many of those nodes, a ring of thin, needle-like green branches shoots out in a circle, all the way around the stem. From a distance, it can look a bit like a tiny green bottle brush or a mini pine tree made of green wire. There are no broad leaves anywhere on the plant, no flowers either. Just green, jointed stems, sometimes with those branch rings, sometimes without. If you see something that matches that description growing in a damp, shady spot, in a ditch, along a fence line, or in the soggy corner of a yard nobody bothers to mow, there's a good chance you've found it. Using horsetail. The key to using horsetail is getting the silica out of it. This is typically done by making horsetail tea. That's mainly because horsetail can resprout. It can grow back from wet green stems and even from bits of leftover root. If you chop it and drop it without drying it first, you're not mulching your garden. You're planting a whole new crop of horsetail you never asked for. By making horsetail tea, you get two wins at once. You get immediate use of the silica, and you stop the plant from resprouting and taking over your garden. What you do with the tea depends on your goals. For a fungicide, spray it on your plant's leaves. As a soil builder, pour it on the ground around your plants as a drench. Horsetail tea recipes. Which recipe you should use depends on your current situation. If you already have a fungus outbreak in your garden, you'll want a much stronger concentration than if you're just trying to keep healthy plants healthy. Base brew make this first, no matter which strength you need. Fill a pot with 1 liter of water for every 100 grams of fresh horsetail. Bring it to a gentle boil, then simmer for 20 minutes. Let it cool completely, then strain out all the plant material. What's left is your concentrate. From there, here's how to adjust strength for spraying on leaves. Weak, for prevention. Mix 1 part concentrate with 5 parts water. Use this if your plants are currently healthy and you just want to keep them that way. Medium, for early symptoms. Mix 1 part concentrate with 3 parts water. Use this if you're starting to see the first signs of trouble, like a little powdery white film or a few spots. Strong, for active infection. Mix 1 part concentrate with 2 parts water, or use it undiluted if things are really bad. Use this when disease has already taken hold and you need to hit it hard. As a drench, go for a high concentration. Soil dilutes almost everything that's put on it, especially when it comes to natural products. Lay it on strong so it can work its magic despite the presence of microbes, fungi, rainstorms, and regular irrigation. Still, be careful that you don't drown your plants. This and other drenches count as irrigation, since they're mostly water. If you keep that in mind, you should be fine. How often to apply? For spraying, timing depends on why you're spraying. If you're preventing trouble before it starts, spray your weak mix every 10 to 14 days. If disease has already shown up, switch to your strong mix and spray every 5 to 7 days until it stops spreading. Once it's gone, drop back down to the weak mix and the slower schedule. For the drench, less is more. Even though you're using a strong mix, that doesn't mean you should pour it on every week. Silica builds up in the soil over time. It doesn't vanish overnight the way water does. If you drench your soil constantly, you're not helping your plants faster. You're just wasting tea and adding extra water your plants don't need. A drench every 3 to 4 weeks during the growing season is plenty. Anything more frequent than that, and you're better off going back to a weak mix instead of a strong one. Some folks online push watering with this stuff every single week. If you do that, you better use the weak mix, because that's about all your soil will actually be able to use. What if horsetail doesn't grow much in your location? Horsetail plants enjoy moist, shady areas. They also hate lawnmowers. This means they don't just grow anywhere willy-nilly. I've lived in 2 places where finding some horsetail was like finding a $20 bill on the ground. Possible, but rare. If that's true where you live, you've got other options. Nettle, comfrey, and alfalfa are all silica-rich plants that are much easier to find or grow on purpose. None of them pack quite as much silica as horsetail does, but they still carry enough to make a real tea worth using, and you won't have to go hunting through ditches and creek banks to find them. If you can grow any of these instead, treat them the same way you'd treat horsetail. Make a concentrate, adjust the strength for what you're using it for, and don't overdo the drench. That's all for now. Subscribe to see more.